بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أصحاب المعالي والعطوفة والسعادة، الضيوف الكرام، بالإنابة عن المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية، اسمحوا لي أن أرحب بكم جميعا في هذا المؤتمر. وإذا تسمحوا لي سأقوم بإلقاء كلمة وزارة التخطيط باللغة الإنجليزية تسهيلا على ضيوفنا الأجانب، وطبعا الترجمة متوفرة لكل الزملاء والزميلات مشاركين في هذا المؤتمر. Excellencies, Mr. Guterres, it's a great pleasure, sir, to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you all and would like to express my sincere gratitude for being with us and holding this critical humanitarian event. The government of Jordan welcomes the stimulating dialogue which today's regional consultation has provoked about new ways to tackle humanitarian needs in our fast-changing world. We truly believe this is a critical opportunity to bring regional stakeholders together to urgently think through and come up with innovative proposals to set a new agenda for global humanitarian action. Our region is currently experiencing unprecedented political, economic, and social upheaval, which has generated a number of humanitarian crises and dramatically increased human suffering and vulnerability in our region. Dear all, these crises are mostly man-made and can be solved only through comprehensive political solutions, coupled with firm international commitment to mitigate and address their impact. In particular, humanitarian issues in the region cannot be dealt with in isolation from other developmental and resilience concerns, since their impact has widespread effects over host communities, institutions, and systems. Those countries and host communities who have generously opened their door to refugees should be generously supported in their efforts to meet the needs of the most vulnerable, while at the same time mitigating the ongoing impact of the crisis, sustaining national, social, and economic stability, and preserving the critical developmental gains achieved in the last few decades. The Jordan case is emblematic, considering that in the last few decades we have hosted millions of refugees from neighboring countries, particularly Palestinians, Iraqis, and Syrians, most recently. Dear participants, Jordan is grateful for the assistance and support received so far. However, the Syrian crisis is stretching the limits of our resources to a breaking point, and the reality is that the international community is not sufficiently meeting its obligation to the people most in need, nor to Jordan, which is generously hosting them. At the same time, the government of Jordan recognizes the importance of ensuring the efficient use of limited financial resources available by improving coordination, government leadership, and proper targeting. In order to help the international community to coherently and effectively support our resilient country, the government of Jordan has taken the lead in responding to the consequences of the crisis by developing a consolidated response plan, the Jordan Response Plan 2015, or what we call the JRP. The Jordan Response Plan 2015 is a one-year rolling program to coordinate all major national and international efforts to address the humanitarian, refugee, and developmental impacts of the Syrian crisis within a nationally led and owned process in partnership with the UN and the international community. The US $2.9 billion plan covers a program of targeted interventions to support refugees, Jordanian host communities, and government. Since the beginning of 2015, only $165 million, only $165 million were received. Jordan looks forward to the upcoming International Humanitarian Pledging Conference for Syria and Kuwait, and calls on all donors and friends of Jordan to assist in closing this increasing worrying gap. The JRP was developed uniquely in a participatory manner through consultations with government representatives, donors, UN agencies, and NGOs in order to ensure an effective and coherent response to the crisis, while also ensuring the alignment of assistance to the government's main development priorities and harmonization with national systems. Special thanks and gratitude goes to the UN country team in Jordan for its support in the development of the Jordan Response Plan. For the implementation stage, which has recently started, we count on UNHCR's support and alignment with our national system. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure now to welcome Mr. Guterres, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, whose presence here today signals an important step forward towards our common goal of strengthened linkages between humanitarian and development cooperation in the service of more effective, efficient, and coherent assistance. اسمحوا لي الآن أن أقدم السيد أنطونيو غوتيريز مفوض الأمم المتحدة السامي لشؤون اللاجئين، وكل الشكر لكم والتقدير، ونتطلع إلى الاستماع إلى كل المداولات التي ستتم، لأن الأردن من الدول المهمة التي ستستفيد من الخبرات المتراكمة والموجودة معنا في هذا المؤتمر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شكرا. Thank you, Mr. Guterres.